Welcome to this video tutorial from the National Union of Students. This tutorial looks at ways to promote the National Student Survey and encourage students to fill it in. First of all, let's discuss why it might be in your interest to promote the NSS. A high response rate gives you a more accurate picture of what students think. This gives you better guidance on what interventions might be most successful at improving students' experiences. The higher the response rate, the broader the spectrum of views you'll gather. Anecdotally, many universities and colleges believe that lower response rates result in only the extremes of opinion being represented. Raising the response rate will ensure that as many views as possible are being sought and that your results will be more representative. The higher your response rate, the less likely it is you'll need to supplement the NSS with additional surveys. This reduces the risk of survey fatigue for your students. High response rates enable you to get as much as possible out of NSS data. In order to publish at every level, you need a 50% response rate and at least 10 individual responses. This means that if you want granular data at course level or to look at underrepresented demographics, you need at least 10 individuals and 50% of as many courses and demographics as possible. Publication thresholds also apply to student comments, even though this data is only available internally. In order to effectively label your comments so you know which department the comments are from, you need at least 10 comments from each department. Being able to map your comments by department allows you to contextualise your NSS figures and narrow down what the precise issues are for your students. High response rates also avoid the potential problem of smaller institutions or courses failing to meet the publication threshold for NSS data to appear in the key information set. Studies have shown that prospective students respond poorly to a lack of data or data aggregated over 2 years, so this could affect your recruitment. There are also a range of benefits to the Students' Union and plenty of reasons to promote the National Student Survey. The survey gives you insight into students' opinions of their academic experience that you may not be able to get anywhere else. You can dig deep into department, course and demographic data to gain a better understanding of the students you represent. The more people that complete the survey, the more data you'll have for question 23 on the Students' Union. If you want to understand what different departments and demographics think of you, it's important to get as many responses to the survey as possible. It's also advantageous to you to be able to break down the other 22 questions and support different groups of students to campaign for change. Promoting the survey is a chance to shout about things you've successfully achieved over the past year, or exciting things you've got coming up this year. Too often we don't celebrate or communicate our wins. This is an ideal time to do so. Do bear in mind HEFCE's guidance on inappropriate influence, which we'll cover later on in the video. You don't want to cross the line into influencing how students respond to the survey. It's another chance to engage with students and get your SU visible on campus. You can chat to students as you give them flyers and find out more about their issues or tell them more about the Students' Union. Finally, NSS promotion doesn't have to sit alone. You can add it onto things that you're already doing to engage with students or tailor your promotion activity to your union's priorities. Just always remember you're trying to get students to fill in the survey as honestly as possible. So when you're promoting the survey, what is it you're aiming for? First of all, you need 50% of your whole institution to complete it in order to publish an institutional average. If you don't do this, your university or college won't appear in the publicly comparable data. You also want at least 50% of every department to complete the survey so you can compare across the institution. You also want all your demographic information, so you need at least 50% of your mature students, disabled students, international students to fill it in. Finally, your ideal aim is at least 50% and at least 10 responses for every course. This will ensure your data is complete in the key information set and allow you to get the most granular information out of your survey results. Let's talk about some general tips for promoting the survey. There are a large amount of promotional materials available for free from Ipsos Mori. Your institution's NSS contact will be sent hard copy posters, flyers, pens and post-its, and you can email Ipsos for more copies. There are also a huge range of downloadable electronic materials such as e-banners and screensavers, which can be downloaded from the Ipsos extranet, which your institution's super user will have access to. Again, email Ipsos if you're not sure how to access these. Many of the best NSS promotional campaigns involve universities or colleges and their students' unions working together in partnership. Each has something different to offer. Institutions have easy access to communicate with students and to produce marketing materials, as well as direct access to teaching staff and potentially money to support promoting the survey. Students' unions have a direct link to students and great existing networks, course reps, societies, volunteers, etc. Students' unions can also be very creative and add a fun edge to a campaign. Their status as an independent advocate of the survey strengthens the university or college's push for students to complete the survey. There are a variety of different partnership initiatives that you could run, from sending out emails signed jointly by the Vice-Chancellor or Principal and the Students' Union President, joint action planning on how to respond to last year's NSS results, to running a joint event or stunt or releasing a joint video on YouTube. Continually monitoring your response rates throughout the 3-month survey window will help you to target your resources most effectively. Your institution's NSS contact will receive weekly emails from Ipsos Mori showing response rate across the institution and by subject. The most efficient way to target your resources is to focus on those courses or subjects furthest from the 50% publication threshold, particularly smaller courses with 10 to 30 students who need the extra push to get 10 individual respondents. Creating a sense of competition amongst staff can work well. Circulate the weekly results by subject to your course leads or heads of department, along with promotion tips. You could also display the weekly completion rates in a prominent place for students to encourage that sense of competition, as well as further promoting the existence of the survey. Course reps are key allies in promoting the survey. It's easiest to get them on side if they're already familiar with the survey and have used it to achieve change. This means embedding NSS into course rep training in the first term and ensuring they're fully briefed on using the data. If possible, course reps should be involved in departmental action planning based on NSS results in Term 1 so they can see the difference the survey can make. If you give them promotional materials to hand out in class, they'll be enthusiastic advocates for the survey as they'll value its role in the enhancement of learning and teaching. You can also encourage a sense of competition between departments by circulating weekly response rates to your course reps. The most important tip for promoting the NSS is to be where your students are. Don't expect them to come to you. Go to main student thoroughfares like outside the library or near the canteen and set up stalls with sweets and laptops so they can fill in the survey there and then. Move around the whole of your university or college. Make sure you visit different campuses and different departments. Link this into your response rate monitoring and target areas with lower response rates. There are a wide range of people you can ask to promote the survey: staff, student officers, course reps or volunteers. Each group has certain advantages. Staff are being paid and might be able to do longer days or more hours, whereas officers and course reps bring enthusiasm and a student-friendly face. Brighton Students' Union were particularly successful in 2012 when they staffed stalls on each campus using local students, so the roadshows were instantly approachable to students on that campus. Go into lectures or classes. Take 5 minutes at the beginning or the end of a lecture to show a video, talk about the survey, or get students to fill it in then and there. You could also circulate some slides or a video to all teaching staff and ask them to show it to their students. You could ask them to complete the survey on their smartphones in the lecture theatre. An easy way to encourage students to fill in the survey is to use a timetabled slot in a computer lab. You could take the first 20 minutes of a timetabled slot or add in an extra session to each student's timetable. Many universities, including the University for the Creative Arts, have achieved high response rates by using this as the major way to promote the survey. Go to where students congregate socially. Try and be near to or in libraries, bars and cafes and have a strong presence in the Students' Union. You can also put a link to the survey on students' virtual learning environments or use the free Ipsos e-promotional materials to display e-banners on your website. Use a range of media to appeal to as many students as possible. Make the NSS brand unmissable on campus by using posters, flyers and e-materials. Don't create new social media accounts for NSS promotion. Use existing accounts to promote the survey to students. Use university, Students' Union, society and individual accounts to maximise your reach. Send emails from a variety of different people. Some students will respond to emails from the Vice-Chancellor or Principal, some to emails from the Students' Union, others to emails from their course tutor or lecturer. Promote the survey in class using videos or slides. You could create your own video or use the Ipsos promotional advert accessible through the Ipsos extranet. If you're stuck for video ideas, do a Google Videos search for National Student Survey. You'll likely see many videos, some serious and factual, some more fun. Manchester Metropolitan University commissioned a film student to make a video starring Bruce the NSS Hunter in 2015, and Hertfordshire made an animation showing key facts and figures about the survey. Share the impact of the survey, show last year's results and what's been done about them. You might want to do this at different levels and tailor the promotion to different buildings or parts of your website. There will be changes you can share at a college or university level, within the Students' Union, or more bespoke to specific departments or courses. If you can directly link what students said in the survey with changes that have happened and show how students have been involved in those changes, you demonstrate the impact of the survey and incentivise others to complete it. You may wish to offer an incentive for completing the survey. Be careful not to link the incentive to answering any question in a certain way. Make sure students' responses remain anonymous and that the incentive is offered only for survey completion. The academic research on incentives varies. Some studies show incentives increase response rates, whereas others show no change. Studies are reasonably dated and there isn't much research available on online survey participation, but some universities and colleges have seen their response rates improve by using incentives. There are two types of incentive you could use: lottery or guaranteed. Lottery incentives offer a chance to win something high value like an iPad, £100 of Amazon vouchers, summer ball tickets or graduation packages. Guaranteed incentives offer something small to everyone who completes the survey, such as a cup of coffee, printer credit, £5 vouchers or dissertation binding, as trialled at St Mary's University Twickenham in 2016. Guaranteed incentives are generally considered slightly more effective than lottery incentives, although both have been shown to increase NSS response rates. Do consider your budget and what you think is worth spending. It is possible to successfully promote the NSS for free. If you wish to offer incentives, there are some rules and processes to consider. The university or college manages the incentive process and are supported by Ipsos, offering confirmation that a student has successfully completed the survey. Because of the need for confirmation, incentives can only be offered to those students who complete the survey online. You need to share details of any incentives with Ipsos in My Survey Options on the Ipsos extranet. This ensures that incentives are included in any emails from Ipsos to students. On completion of the survey, the student can either email their confirmation or print it and take it to a designated place to claim their incentive, but this confirmation should only be used to receive the incentive. Universities and colleges shouldn't track whether individual students have completed the survey. If you want more details or help with the incentives process, contact nss@ipsos.com. You can be creative with your NSS promotion. Try and create a buzz on campus and get students talking about the survey. This is often something that's best achieved by the university or college and its students' union in partnership. You can design your own marketing materials if you wish to promote your incentives or any local context or branding. You could create a theme to make NSS more engaging for your students. In 2011, York University Students' Union used a Facebook theme for their NSS marketing, using familiar faces such as the Students' Union officers, along with Facebook-esque slogans such as "What's on your mind?" and "Ben likes staff who are enthusiastic about their teaching." Bournemouth Students' Union has been using a tweeting camel for several years now. As well as having her own Twitter account, Nessa the camel has a large, fluffy alter ego who pops up in iconic Bournemouth locations for a selfie with students and an animated video introducing the survey. Going back to 2010, Northumbria Students' Union ran an eye-catching campaign threatening the lives of various cute creatures. Whilst obviously a joke, the campaign was instantly recognisable and got students talking. Finally, a quick word of caution about inappropriate influence. Inappropriate influence is defined by HEFGE as any activity which may encourage students to reflect anything other than their true opinion of their experiences during their course in their NSS responses. Examples include linking the NSS to league tables and the perceived value of students' degrees or the reputation of the university or college. Inaccurately representing the response scale to students, for example, defining the neither agree nor disagree option as a negative response. Comparing the NSS scale to other scales with different purposes, such as assignment marking schemes, for example, give your university a first. Explicitly instructing students on how to complete the survey, such as saying, I recommend that you select agree or mostly agree. This isn't an exhaustive list, and institutions should be alert to other possible types of inappropriate influence. If you see any of these behaviours, raise it with your institution's NSS contact, with HEFGE, or with NUS. Thank you for watching. It's important that the NSS is treated as a social research enjoyable and creative endeavour. This requires clarity of purpose, if you have any queries, and assurance that risk of bias is minimised. As a result, marketing campaigns should focus on